Welcome back to K-Astrology, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kaylin, and today I'm going to be doing your February 2021 horoscope. I also do monthly tarot predictions for all 12 zodiac signs, along with pick a card readings. If you'd like to see more content from me, please subscribe to K-Astrology. Now, I'm going to leave timestamps in the description box below, so please feel free to jump straight to your sign. For those of you who are sticking around, I'm going to quickly run through your sun, moon, and rising sign horoscopes and how they differ, okay? Your rising sign, otherwise known as your ascendant sign, will always be the most overall accurate horoscope for you. It does not matter how much you identify with that rising sign, okay? You could be an Aries rising, but you're a Cancer sun and you feel more like a Cancer. That's fine. The Aries rising horoscope will be the most accurate for you. Now, with your sun horoscope, this will pertain to your conscious will and your career and any goals and ambitions that you have. Your moon sign will be in relation to, your moon sign horoscope will be in relation to all relationships in your life, your emotional state, and your living circumstances. As I said, the rising sign will be the most accurate and will encompass all of those aforementioned things. Anyway, guys, thanks for sticking around for this intro. You can now head to your timestamp in the description box below. Hi Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Welcome to your February 2021 horoscope. Month starts off with Mercury being retrograde in Aquarius in your 8th house. With Mercury retrograde here, you can be rethinking your emotional security. You might be doing a lot of self-introspective work, whether that's reading self-help books or studying your own personal astrology chart. Some of you may be trying to understand or come to terms with your current emotional state, and you might even have a breakthrough in relation to a childhood trauma or a traumatic event that happened to you many years ago. Now, on a completely different level, if there's a tarot reader that you've seen before, an astrologer that you've had a reading with, or there's anyone in the occult industry or spiritual field, whether it's Reiki or psychics or mediums or whatever, you might be seeing them again or engaging their services once more, because Mercury retrograde gives us a chance to redo things, whether that's rethinking, revising, reviewing, redoing. As I said, it's pretty much bringing situations which are pre-existing to the forefront and basically right in front of our noses, to the point where we either can't ignore it or we feel compelled to investigate these matters further. Now, on a different level, if you have seen a therapist or a psychologist or psychiatrist before, you may be booking in another appointment with them. You might already have one scheduled and it simply happens to fall within the retrograde period, which is 3 weeks long. Just remember, Cancers, that this is a general reading, so some of this will apply to you, some of it may not. That's why I always like to give a well-rounded list of ways that certain transits can manifest for you. So on a different level, if you work in the following fields or industries: spirituality, the occult, whether you are in mental health, you could be a psychologist or a psychiatrist, or if you deal with other people's money, if you are a financial advisor, or even a surgeon or a paramedic, or in emergency services as a whole, if you're in any of those industries, you will be very busy for the whole of February, okay? That might have even have started ramping up for you maybe 2 weeks before the end of January or the week before, but certainly come the 1st of February, it's all systems go in those departments. Now, if you have client services that you offer, you may have repeat clients or people that you've done services for once before coming back to you, asking you more questions, booking in your services again. On a totally different level, if you have mutual resources with a business partner, with your spouse or a life partner, you may have issues to attend to which crop up during this 3-week transit, okay? On another note, if you are expecting an inheritance to come in, there may be delays with said inheritance. If your partner, if your significant other is waiting on a salary increase or a bonus or a promotion, there may also be delays with this coming in, which in turn affects your mutual resources as a whole, as denoted by the 8th house in your horoscope. Now, for some of you, if you have a will with your partner, you may be making changes to that. You could be revising what's in there. And on a totally different note, if you have a partner who pays child support to you, or you're expecting alimony money, there may be changes to the monetary amount, or there may even be delays with this coming in. Now, lastly, with this Mercury retrograde transit, someone that you were sexually intimate with previously may suddenly message you out of the blue, or call you up, or even just show up in your life in some way, shape, or form. So just be mindful of that one. And any issues, any intimacy issues with your current partner, your significant other, will be rehashed during this period. It'll be brought to your attention or their attention, and it will be looked into and discussed and hopefully resolved. That's, well, not the purpose of Mercury retrograde, but that's an outcome of Mercury retrograde, is that you can look at things in finer detail and come to a conclusion and resolve issues. And that goes for any of the things that I've just mentioned. Now, on the 2nd of February, Venus will enter the sign of Aquarius, and this will be in your 8th house. So with Venus here, you will potentially be making more money from the client services that you offer. Your partner may be told that he will be getting a bonus or a raise. Okay, this isn't if he's already, or they are already expecting it. This is new information, right? So he may be told that he can expect a little boost or a big boost to their income. Do I keep saying he? Sorry, I'm thinking of my husband. I'm not even a Cancer, whatever. On a different level, with Venus in your 8th house, you can actually receive an inheritance. Now, on the 12th of February, there will be a new moon in Aquarius, and this will be in your 8th house once again, and it will be at 23 degrees. So new moons always indicate new beginnings and the start of a new chapter in your life. So in the 8th house, we can see the seeds start to be planted over the course of the next 4 weeks. And this is in relation to drumming up some new business, okay, new clients, new clientele, expanding your current database, or even reaching out to brand new clients, okay. You might be obtaining a new tender, okay, might be a big client that you've landed. Now, the seeds of this will be planted, as I mentioned, but you may not see the culmination of this development for 6 months, and that will be when the full moon in Aquarius occurs. On a completely different level, you may experience newfound intimacy with your significant other or with your spouse. You may actually offer brand new client services that you never offered before, whether that's in your own business, or it really depends how much autonomy you have over your working situation. But this is client services that you offer individually, and you see the return of that money. This isn't if it's, going through someone else or your boss gets a cut of it. Now, on a different level, you and your partner may decide that it's time to draw up a will. And on a completely different level, a lot of you Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings will actually have a brand new experience in relation to seeing an astrologer, a tarot reader, a psychic, or for some of you, a new psychologist or therapist. And on that note, I am available for bookings for personalized astrology and tarot reading. So I will leave a link in the description box below. Now on the 18th of February, Pisces season will start, right? The sun will enter the sign of Pisces in your ninth house, right? So the ninth house is related to import and export, publishing, travel, education, and also there may be an opportunity for international travel that appears. So you could actually receive good news in relation to any course that you are studying, whether that's a good mark back from a university professor or a lecturer or a teacher, or perhaps you're getting the green light to start a new program when it comes to higher education and learning. You might just get great feedback from a teacher or a professor or someone who's in the same religious or spiritual community as you. On a different level, if you are working in business, import-export, business can go well in these matters, and it's also a good time for you if you are looking at publishing any novels, newspapers, anything that you've been working on that's involved under the umbrella term publications. Now, also on the 18th of February, we will see the most major astrological event for the whole of 2021, and this is Saturn square Uranus. Now, Saturn is in Aquarius. It will be squaring Uranus in Taurus. Saturn is in your 8th house. Uranus is in your 11th house, and we can see essentially huge changes in relation to your money, okay? These are the money sectors. The 2nd house, the 8th house, and the 11th house are the money houses. So on one level, you may see a big return occur in relation to your salary or any gains that you accrue, and this is as a result of all of the effort that you have put into your client services that you offer, whether you work in any of those industries that I mentioned earlier, the occult or spiritual industry, the financial industry, or emergency services, okay, in a nutshell, and also psychology and psychiatry. So you can see a big boost to your salary in that department. Some of you may be seeing big changes in general to your salary and your income, and this can also be related to receiving a huge award or an accolade that you well and truly deserve, but this will have quite an unexpected nature to it. And the reason for that is that Uranus rules anything which is sudden or shocking in nature. It rules sudden and swift upheavals and change. It likes anything which is, oh, my candle just went out as I was saying that. So that's definitely a sign. I completely lost my train of thought though. Yes, it can be an award that you deserve because you've been working really hard in your career. On a totally different level, we see huge changes regarding your long-term goals and ambitions as shown by Uranus in the 11th house. And these are quite sudden. You may have been harboring a long-term goal or ambition for many, many years, and all of a sudden you just do away with it and you're like, no, I've had a complete change of heart. That's no longer important to me. It can also shock other people, especially in your friendship circle or your wider network, because the 11th house rules wider networks and friendship circles. And with Uranus there, your decisions regarding your long-term goals and ambitions startle people, they shock people, they see it as coming out of left field. Even if it's a really positive change for you, other people are like, wow, what the hell's going on? Like, this is really dramatic or out of the blue. Now, another way that this can play out is that it is driven by a psychological breakthrough or a psychological investigation, okay, of your own inner psyche. And this is shown by the hard work of Saturn in the 8th house of your emotional security, and doing this psychological self-work, and almost like a study of yourself. And then this is leading you to basically form new ideas about what kind of a future you want for your life, whether this is at the beginning of your career or at the end of it. This could be to do with retirement for a lot of you Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Just remember that this is a general reading, so not all of this information is going to resonate with you directly or personally. Take what does resonate and leave what doesn't. And stick around, guys, because I like to give a lot of different ways that these events can play out for you. On a different level, you can reach a very large audience and actually go viral, especially if you are involved in those aforementioned industries. Another way that this can play out is that you and your significant other or your business partner can actually be combining your resources to achieve a large societal and economic goal. Okay, this could literally be for the betterment of humanity, because the 11th house is connected to Aquarius, and Aquarius rules such things as humanitarian causes, friendship, brotherhood, fraternity, a sense of community. And with what I was mentioning before about these shocking changes, this could simply it could be that you are suddenly leaving a certain community, leaving a certain friendship circle. You're saying goodbye to it because you've had this sudden epiphany, as shown by Saturn in the 8th house, where you're like, you guys aren't in alignment with me anymore. I'm sorry, this is finished as far as I'm concerned. Now, on the 21st of February, Mercury will be direct in Aquarius, and again, this is in your 8th house. So you can see these matters resolve themselves in relation to figuring out alimony, child support money, inheritances that you're already expecting and that you have been for a while. Any kind of documentation in relation to those matters, or your will, or anything which bonds you and your significant other or your business partner together, anything that requires documentation, you can finally sort these matters out. Now, don't forget that there's always a 2-week post-shadow period after Mercury stations direct, which means that all of these matters will well and truly calm down after the first week of March. Now, on the 26th of February, Venus will enter the sign of Pisces. This will also be in your 9th house, so you can actually enjoy learning about philosophy, expanding your worldview, expanding your religious and or spiritual beliefs. You might enjoy spending time with your father, or simply enjoy traveling abroad. And certainly travel will go well, okay, if you are abroad currently, whether that's living in a country which is not your homeland, the soil that you were born on, or even if it's just, traveling around in a foreign country. Travel will go well and will be very enjoyable for you at this moment in time. So let's just say for about 2 or 3 weeks, depends how long Venus is in Pisces. Anyway, on the 27th of February, we will see a full moon in Virgo at 8 degrees in your 3rd house. Full moons always see the ending of a chapter, of a cycle, things coming full circle, things being finished. It can also be a time for celebration and harvest. So with this full moon in your 3rd house, you may finish up with a team project, right? It may just simply reach its conclusion or its expiry date, and this can see you saying goodbye to certain colleagues. You may end relationships with certain clients or business connections and business relationships. A project which is connected or which involves communication, writing, or speaking could be complete. Okay, you could simply finish it up. Maybe you've undertaken a short course or some kind of training session, and now you're seeing the end of this coursework. On a totally different level, if you have been having issues with a younger sibling, especially if it's your immediate younger sibling, you can finally resolve these issues. And some of you on a completely different level might be selling a vehicle. And lastly, with this full moon in Virgo, you may just see a big win in your own business if you have one, and that's especially if it's related to marketing, sales, or communication. Well, Cancer, that's all I have for you for the month of February 2021. I have actually posted tarot predictions for Feb 2021. I'll leave a little link on the end screen of this video so you can check that out. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me at K-Astrology, please subscribe to my channel. Enjoy the month of February, Cancer, and I will see you guys next month.